Want to make great tasting, nutritious plant-based food fast, easy, low cost, low energy, with very little cleanup? Then let's get to it. Hello, pad thai. I love this. I love rice noodles. I eat them as often as I can. They're just fantastic. I've got them ready already here, so they're ready to go. Yeah, you would have to pre-make your pad thai noodles. So that's the only thing I made these actually in the microwave. So I didn't even go out to the pot to make these. I made them in the microwave. This is going to be really great. The protein base is tofu, so I like using tofu in the two different ways. I use it smoked, and I use that in a lot of my videos. And this is just not smoked. This is just the regular tofu. So I've been using this the last few videos. I like it a lot because I can bake it, and it really comes out great. So the flavoring and all the ingredients are, so I've got hoisin, which is going in. This is the base. So if you're looking at this being the whole sauce, this is half and then quarter and quarter to make up the full sauce. So you can adjust this, like all the stuff I do, adjust it to your taste. If you want it more chili, spicy, put more of this in, less the other. I just like enough of this to make it really like a bit of tanginess and spiciness, and I love this stuff. So this one I get very cheap, not expensive, right off the shelf, 365 hoisin. It's great. I've been using it for years. It's fantastic. This is TJ's sweet ginger sauce, and it's fantastic because they leave the ginger chunky, and I just love that. It's just really good. You couldn't make this for what you pay for this and try to make it. It's not worth it. Same thing here with the chili. This is a sweet chili sauce. I love this. It sweetens up everything a little bit, and it has that spiciness to it, which is really good. I've got just a little bit extra condiments here. I just use these a little bit to get some more blended flavor. So just a little onion powder, a little garlic powder, not a lot, because this mixed sauce altogether is really great. It's just going to be just light, just a dusting, and a little bit of black pepper, not much because this is spicy anyway. So I like the flavor of black pepper. It's different than this. So and then you don't have to do any of this. You can just make it without it. I put a little of that in there. So this is already mixed up. So this is the base, and it's all just these three in here. And then I've got this, which is always the best part. Garlic, and a lot of it. So that's going to go in. I've got my little bit of my teaspoon of canola oil, which I love coating the tofu with. It's just fantastic. When it goes into the toaster oven, it's really, really good because it helps brown up the edges and everything. I've got some baby bellas because this is going to be a mushroom dish as well. And I've got some blanched broccoli already. I buy this frozen. I love it. I just take it out, put it in cold water, and it is perfect. Needs no more cooking. It is just ready to go. And this is one of my world famous carrots. Just kidding. But I do make these. And this is grilled on the grill, smoked, hickory smoked. So grilled hickory smoked with garlic powder, onion powder, and salt and pepper and olive oil. And they are I love them. I make a big batch at one time, and then I vacuum pack them and I keep them in the refrigerator, and they last, 2 months, whatever. I don't think I've ever left them there longer than that because I eat them. So I've got some cilantro, green onion, and the green onion is going to go at the very end. Cilantro is going to go in with the parts that are going to cook. So the parts that are going to be actually cooked in the toaster oven are the tofu and the mushrooms. They'll have the sauce on it, the garlic, the oil, and that'll all go and just bake in there until they get crispy on the edges and really nice and soak up the flavors and everything here. And then I'll put in, at the end, all this stuff goes in and just gets heated up. Because I don't want to overcook it. This is already cooked. I don't want to recook and get anything mushy. So my carrot's been cooked, broccoli's cooked, don't need it cooked. And then I love the nice flavor of the green onions on top afterward. And then I'll mix all that stuff in the bowl, and then I'm just going to take the tofu and put it on top so it has a nice appearance. So let's get started. First thing we're going to do is get everything prepped, get the tofu in the oven, and then we'll come back and do the rest. So I'm going to just cube this up. I'm going to make fairly good-sized cubes. I don't want them too small, but I don't want them too big because they don't soak up enough flavor. I'm not going to crumble these this time, so I'm just going to make them, yeah, that's about right. So I'm going to make them about this size, so they're just good enough to eat, and they're not like really tiny. And you can do this any way you want. You can do the crumbling like I normally do, or not normally, but I do. I'm just going to make these into these squares. I think I'll have these as well, so they're not too big. Perfect. And the reason is I want to bite into it and get all the flavor from it. And then we'll just do these two. So these are the cube sizes that are going in. These will be great right on top, and they'll absorb lots of flavor. So we'll get the tray over here. And put these in. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to coat these with the canola oil. And that helps them get more browned up around the edges and everything. So I'm just going to drizzle this. In fact, here, let's do this so we make sure we don't get everything on there. Get it nice and close. As you can see that. So as I pour this, make sure I get this one. This is just 1 teaspoon. That's all this is. So I'm just going to drizzle it over all of them. So just to make sure. And most of this oil is left in the bottom anyway, along with some excess sauce that's going to go on it. So I just get this on here, get rid of that, and I'm just going to mix this all, make sure they're all coated. So it's almost like frying in a pan, but a lot less oil. And it just works really well for tofu. It kind of crisps up the edges and everything on it. Okay, so let's get the sauce on there. And I'm not going to put a ton of it on right now because it's going to go on after as well into the noodles. It's all going to be a mix, and the only thing that's going to be on top is the tofu, which I'm doing now. So let's get this in here. I'm just going to get these spun over so they're all touching. Yeah, beautiful. Look at that. Wow. Oh, does that smell great? Okay, now let's get the mushrooms in here because I want those to bake in here because these are, and you could still do this afterward if you want to keep them more raw, that's all right. I just like them a little bit more cooked. So I'm going to give them a shot that way and then 1 shot down the middle. So they're not too big, but like quartered out. You can see that. See it up there? Get those in here. I like lots of mushrooms in this dish, so I'm going to put this. This one is a little smaller, so it's going to work out really well. And again, these cook down quite a bit and start to absorb the moisture from everything as well. Okay, so let's get that. Okay, beautiful. Get those in here. Okay. Well, let's get all this mixed up in the sauce and everything. Get some coating on everything. Then I'm just going to flatten this all out in the tray so it heats evenly. Yeah, you can rub some sauce onto these mushrooms. I could have done them all together before I poured the sauce on. That's another method. You can do that. Okay, so let's get this all even. I try not to get my tofu. I like to get air all the way around it so everything gets around it. I don't mind the mushrooms on top of it either. All this is going to cook. And I'll probably about halfway through pull it out and just give it another stir up so everything gets coated nicely. Still stays coated. Okay, so let's get these hands cleaned off because that stuff is pretty messy. All right, there it is. It's ready to go in. I'm not putting anything, oh, sorry, garlic. The best part has to go on here. Getting ahead of myself here. That's because I'm hungry and I'm gonna eat this for dinner. So my stomach has a tendency to guide me. Okay, just get that messed around there a bit. That's That'll be all in the re-stir anyway. It's not going to make any difference at this point. Okay. Oh, also, sorry. The cilantro was supposed to go in at this point too. Wow. My mind is not staying focused here. Like I say, I'm starving, so I like lots of cilantro. You can do a little bit. You can not use it. I love it in this dish. I think it's just fantastic. Okay, just get all that mixed in there. Wow, if you could just smell that, you have no idea how good that smells. I love the smell of, things like garlic and cilantro and garlic and basil and garlic and onions, all that just comes out just fantastic. Okay. Okay, I'm going to get this in the oven. This is going to go for about 6 to 7 minutes. I'll check it at about 3 minutes and see how it looks, and then I'll be back. Okay, it's out. Can you see that? It's just, you just have no idea how good that smells. I pulled the mushrooms out about the halfway point because they were just absolutely perfect, saturated with all the great flavors and everything. And now I've got this reheated up. I just warmed up everything so everything will go together. These just came out fantastic. This is going to go on top. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit where I said before I'm going to use a little bit of this just on the broccoli because everything else has something on it. So just a little bit, just to kind of bring up the broccoli a little bit, let that soak in. And just a tiny, this is like a dusting. This is not even 1/100 of a teaspoon. And I'm just going to do a little tiny bit of black pepper on them and just over the whole thing, just so it's fresh black pepper. That's it. Nothing. Just hardly anything. I'm going to mix all that together. This is going to go, once it's plated up and on the plate, then I'm going to put this all on top and I'll do the garnish. So this now gets all mixed together. First thing I'm going to do is put some sauce onto the noodles itself because they need it. I'm going to get those mixed in and then I'm going to mix the whole thing in together. So if you leave them sit, because these did sit because of shooting, but once you get the moisture around them, they break up nicely. And just get this all over. See, they're all loose again. Beautiful. It's rice. It's starch. It's going to be sticky. If you've ever used these, I don't know before, but they are fantastic. It's just a great noodle. Now you can, again, dump as much sauce as you like. That's up to you. This to me is just perfectly coated, as you can see. Just beautiful. Just colored the noodles nicely. And by the time I get to eating this, this will be soaked into the noodles because it'll pick it all up and they're nice and perfect shape. Okay, now I'm going to put all this in together. This is going to go on the plate and then tofu is going to go on top. So let's get this in here. And by the way, as always, this is a lot of food. So I just like get this stirred up because I like this part together. Sometimes I just use the noodles as a base, put everything on top, and then you can kind of mix it up. But tonight I wanted to mix everything in. So this is all the mushrooms and everything and the broccoli in here, and it's just, everything is just getting, you want to just make sure it just gets stirred and coated. It is just, I can't wait to eat this. My mouth is watering. That's how good this smells. This is just going to be a fantastic dish. And this, it took really nothing to make. I have one bowl. I'm going to have the plate that I plated up on. And that's it. That's all you have to clean up. All this stuff is biodegradable paper plates that go in there. Everything's recyclable. Just easy. My tray doesn't even have to be washed because I have the tofu in the tray and I just take it out and toss it. So, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this all plated up and get the onions cooked and put on, cut and put on top. So I'm going to do that and I'll be back. Okay. It's all plated up. Wow. That is beautiful. I cannot wait to eat this. In fact, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to taste it because I'm dying here. So I'm just going to do a mushroom and a little tofu. I'm doing noodles right now. Wow. You are going to die. This dish is just incredible. Oh, man. There's so many things going on here. It isn't funny. It's just crazy good. Wow. It's just fantastic. Amazing. I can't think of any other words for it. It is just really, really great. It looks great. Like it looks like that's going to taste good, and it does. I'm FOODMAKER V, and remember, the best investment you'll ever make is an investment in your health. Please subscribe, and I'll see you next time.